I love waking up early to work out, to read, and to study, but had to learn that it does not start with the fight of getting out of bed at 5 a.m. It starts the evening before.
I just wanna wake up where you are. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. I just wanna wake up.
As I alluded to in my intro, I do feel like people underestimate the impact of how they spend their evenings on not just their mornings, but also the following day. Since healthy productivity to me is an important topic, I've done a whole video about it where sleep is a big part of that, right? Because to me, sleep is the foundation of healthy productivity and just staying sane. So in this video today, I will be elaborating on how to put together a routine that supports you getting good rest, as well as sleeping at a time that supports the time you want to get up. So when I'm optimizing my routines, which is basically what I'm going to try to explain today, I like to start with reflection and bringing awareness to the framework that I get to work within at this current moment, because as everything in life, things change. And so I feel like reevaluating my habits and my rituals on pretty much a monthly basis allows me to actually reach great potential in my routines and fine-tune the different parts within it. To start off our reflections, we're going to be talking about your bedtime schedule. Basically, your bedtime schedule logistics. So, let's get started with the first prompt, which would be to list out the hours of your evenings. You don't need to think about this in detail yet. You don't need to write down what you do on your evenings, just the hours that you have available as you perceive it right now. Next, you're going to answer the question of when would you like to wake up? And now, especially if you would like to create some more time in the mornings, get up earlier than you usually do, determine this time for yourself. I have figured out that for me, an ideal time to wake up is 5 a.m. And it has taken a while to figure out, how long do I want to spend at the gym? How long do I take to walk my dog, and what makes most sense to wake up at, also considering my workday. So this does encompass multiple factors and may require some experimentation and trying out and adjusting in the future. Since to me a priority is always to get enough rest, the next thing I recommend defining is what is your ideal amount of hours that you would like to sleep. And again, this may require you to track how many hours you sleep and how you feel best, how many hours that would be. For me personally, what I have been tracking for months now has been that 8 hours is a good measure for me. Honestly, there's really no excuse for me not to sleep 8 hours, and that's why I also take my evening routine so seriously. Now we're going to be doing some simple maths of starting with your wake up time, subtracting the amount of hours you want to sleep to receive your target bedtime. And this is just how I personally like to calculate a time that makes sense for me to go to bed. For me, a specific need in my routine is catering to my anxiety and helping my overthinking mind come back to the ground and tune into calmness. And I found that once I started addressing this intentionally, I actually stopped catching myself plan entire projects and organize my life in my mind when I should be falling asleep. And a big help in nurturing the winding down of my mind and reconnecting with myself, which ultimately leads to better rest and sleep, has been an app called Aura. And I am grateful to be working with Aura today because discovering it has added so much peace to my evenings. So Aura over here is an all-in-one app for your well-being and your sleep, with a huge selection of meditations, amazing soundscapes for sleep, life coachings, and so much more mindful content created by expert coaches and therapists from around the world. You start off by taking an assessment based on which Aura shows you personalized tracks addressing your needs. So for me, I chose goals like calm anxiety, relaxation, and mindfulness. I have started setting aside 15 minutes sort of as an initiation to my bedtime routine, where I listen to meditations or life coachings on Aura, depending on what I need for the day. And what I love about this app is the diversity of mindful content. You know, sometimes, and as someone who really appreciates ASMR and good quality soundscapes, this one, Soft Rain, y'all, just calms me down throughout the day, and I just put this on randomly. So this is the type of content I love to find. If you would like some beautiful mindful content to support your unwinding, you can get started for free on Aura's website by using my link right here, which is also in the description box. And the first 500 people who click it get a free trial and 25% off the Aura membership. Again, if you're interested, make sure to use the link down below. Thank you to Aura. And now let's continue talking about unwinding and priming your mind for relaxation. Being able to determine a time where you can stop aspiring to be productive, whether that is for a paid job, whether that is for schoolwork or studying, or your work that contributes to a cause that may not be paid, to me is a prerequisite not just to healthy productivity, but to being able to start relaxing. And for much of my life, I have not been able to set this boundary or have not been aware of its importance. And so perhaps you'll have an end to your workday or school day that is defined by your schedule or a curriculum. Also consider that, you know, the work that you do for that job or for school at home is also still, you know, you being productive and you working. So consider that, and especially if you do not have a set time and need to determine this time for yourself, please define it. Please define a certain time where you can say, I am done for today, this is enough. To help enforce this intentional end to your workday, I recommend creating a little ritual of about 10 to 15 minutes. So you can set a timer, you can put on some chill music, and basically dump everything that's going on in your mind right now. Any, you know, thoughts on projects, any tasks that are outstanding, any little thing that may stress you, that you may forget them, write them down. I personally do this in my Notion, where I have my daily tasks, which is a great place for that. You can also take notes in your Google Calendar, for example, or a journal. And this allows you first to be able to not let these tasks or responsibilities haunt you into your evening and into your intentional free time, but it also allows you to start your next workday pretty much exactly where you left off. As an addition here, I highly recommend doing some reflection on your purpose at work and your purpose outside of work. This has definitely helped me create a better boundary and feel more aligned with, you know, having a life outside of work and what the things are that bring me joy outside of work, what my hobbies are, what my life means outside of work. And this will also help you give more meaning to this evening routine, for example. So a prompt you can use is putting this side by side, defining my purpose at work is and my purpose in life is. And don't trip if the both of them are really similar. That has been me for a long time. That has also sort of been the reason why I experienced a lot of burning out moments with my work, because I didn't really have much of an identity outside of work. I think it's a good thing to recognize that, and hopefully you can see that you definitely deserve to have other aspirations than your work aspirations in life. And, you know, I mean, it's your life, right? I have definitely improved my relationship with work, and overall my contentness in life by evolving my answers to the both of these prompts to be different. So do with that what you like, but hopefully this helps you create some more clarity on meaning, meaning in work, meaning in life, and meaning for this routine. So an important concept I consider when putting together my bedtime routine and scheduling the specific activities within the framework of, the hours that define my evenings is placing these activities with the intention of sort of compounding our relaxation. And perhaps it might help to look at your unwinding throughout the evening as an exponential curve, so that at the beginning of your routine you feel the least relaxed, and by the time of your target bedtime you would feel the most relaxed. This taking into consideration what activities we place where and what effect they have on our energy levels, on our calmness, and how relaxation inducing they are. So ideally, I would be able to categorize the activities that I would like to do during my evenings into energizing activities and relaxing activities. But it is pretty difficult to categorize how something makes us feel generally, because this is super subjective. And it also depends on the nuance of how you express these activities. For example, doing a workout in the evening and, placing it at the beginning or at the end of your bedtime routine can affect people so differently. And both of those options can work perfectly fine in this concept. So for our reflection and this prompt, I recommend starting off with not thinking about anything new you want to add yet, but within the hours that you listed before, place all the activities that you currently do in your routine. So whether you see what your evenings look like right now as a routine or not, I just recommend listing out your activities according to the time you usually do them. So now we would sort these activities according to how relaxation inducing they are. And the way you can do this is, for example, rate them with numbers 1 through 3 or 1 through 5, and 5 or the higher number being the most relaxation inducing. And after this rating, you can put these activities in order for a hypothetical bedtime routine, with the activities, placing the activities with the highest numbers, aka the most relaxation inducing ones, closest to your bedtime. And as I just said, this is a hypothetical optimal bedtime routine with my approach and how I've been doing it for the last couple of months and how I've been adjusting it. So to give you a more specific example, let's look at how I have curated and also rated and sorted my evening activities to put together my current bedtime routine. After laying out my available schedule for my bedtime routine, I list all of my current activities that I do in the evening, including little things like brushing my teeth and also going on social media, times I eat dinner and that I watch YouTube videos at dinner. Then with this list, which is the list that I like to reevaluate on a monthly basis, I rate my activities for the evening. And then I sort them according to my star rating. And I do want to add in here that sometimes it's not realistic to follow this star rating, and you just have to create an order that works with your life and your responsibilities and the logistics of your own life and routine. So here at a glance, you can see my current bedtime routine that I have built up with the concept of, this exponential unwinding and compounding the effects that the activities I do in my evening on my energy and how relaxed I am. And I would say once you have one version of this, now is the time where you can go back in and exchange perhaps activities or add new ones that you feel like would work better for you so that you can feel most relaxed towards your target bedtime. The most important thing here is that you are mindful of what happens during your evenings and how they affect your energy, your focus, and your ability to sleep at a certain time. The next thing I want to talk about sort of reinforces my concept of unwinding and doubles down on priming our mind and our body for getting good rest. And this is by taking a closer look at specifically the last 30 minutes before our target bedtime. And for this, I have intentionally been implementing a quiet moment. Now, this is how I would like to define this time span of giving yourself truly the time to disconnect from the day. I would say this is the perfect space for honing and nurturing mindfulness practices. This is the perfect space for journaling, which is the main thing I do during this time. And I would also say that it is a great time to get help from an app like Aura to help you reach a level of calmness that truly helps you sleep right after. Now, as I said earlier, our needs are different every single day, right? Which is why I love capturing how I feel in my journal. And this is specifically a journal that I keep at my bedside and use during this time. And I've actually started implementing this time because I wanted to make some more time for journaling. A prompt that I recommend journaling and reflecting to would be, what are mindfulness practices that I could do during my quiet moment? You can call this moment however you would like, but I thought I would call it quiet moment. Whatever you write down, whether it is just sitting there thinking about the day or reading something calming, take these as suggestions and feel out what you need every single evening. At the beginning of this video, I encouraged you to determine the time you would like to get up. And to end this video, I would like to emphasize on how important it is to have routines that work together, because good routines play together and keep you going. So as a further step, even though today we are talking about our night routine, I do think it is important to take our morning routine into consideration and realize how the time we go to bed impacts directly the time we wake up. And so my last prompt would be to define what you do in the first hour after waking up. Now, if you do have a responsibility that you need to leave the house for and you're not necessarily planning to get up any earlier, you might already have this defined, right? For example, getting up and getting ready to go to work. But if you're trying to get up earlier than usual or earlier than you need to leave the house or tend to a responsibility, define what it is that pulls you out of bed and what you're basically setting up your evening for, right? Now, ideally, your morning and what you do in the first couple of hours during your morning can be something you look forward to and also inspire the discipline for you to nurture your unwinding, make sure that you get good rest and get to bed on time. I do strongly believe that aligning your habits and how you spend your time and focus with a greater purpose that you, or a vision for your life that you are aspiring for, gives all of this a lot more meaning and sustainability, because you're focused on the long term, you're focused on a marathon, and even when things don't go perfectly in the short term, that's okay. The most important thing is that you keep going. And that's why I feel like the more you align everything you do in your daily life outside of work with who you want to be, not just will the journey be more enjoyable, but the journey is a lot stronger and a lot more reliable to get you where you want to be than if it's not really aligned with who you want to be. And I hope that this video is able to inspire a bit more of that, the courage to try and create your dream self and your dream life. I sincerely hope that the prompts that I have laid out today and everything I spoke about can help you build a evening routine that helps you relax better, create more meaningful moments outside of work, and also facilitates the morning routine that you aspire to have. I did make this video about a week of my evening routines, but let me know if you want an updated version. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the end. I will see you around, and until then, bisous!
When I hold you, it's like nothing's missing.